Hi everybody, and welcome back to Markers and Monsters. We're continuing the Doctor Who-Athon 2017 today, and our subject is one of the Doctor's greatest foes. Yes, today we're drawing Davros. Now, for those of you who don't know, Davros is the creator of the Daleks, who are, I would say, and easily, that the Daleks are the Doctor's number one recurring enemy. Now, if you don't know what Daleks are, they are these mean, evil aliens. They look like robots because they're in these big, not really suits, but they're tank-looking things. They got a plunger for a hand. They can shoot lasers and eye stalk. They swivel around. Really neat. And Davros is their creator. Now, Davros first appeared in a fourth Doctor story called Genesis the Daleks, which was run in 1975. So he goes back a ways. And this is a 6-part episode, which frankly is really long, but it's a really good one too. So if you're looking for a nice long fourth Doctor story, Genesis the Daleks was one to go with. Now, as you can see here, the pencil drawing's coming along nicely. He is this creepy, shriveled up old guy trapped in his chair. I put in some Daleks behind him there, not really with stalks, but just kind of so you can see, oh yeah, there's Daleks. So they're kind of going to be in shadow or not really prominent. Up above him, there's some piping and some wires put in. And I want to give him an expression of just utter, yelling at people, destroy this, destroy that. Maybe he's doing some crazy scheme. He's pointing. Maybe the Doctor's getting away. He's looking on the monitors or yelling to kill that person. I don't know. But there he is, doing his thing. Well, let's talk a little bit about the history of Davros here and the history of the Daleks to begin with. In Genesis the Daleks, Tom Baker is sent back, the Doctor, the fourth Doctor, is sent back to the planet Skaro, where the Daleks are from, in order to basically stop the Daleks from existing by basically killing them at the source. When he gets there, he finds out that there's two races of people on this planet, the Kalids and the Thals, and they've been in a war for 1,000 years using chemical weapons and nuclear bombs and all that bad stuff, and they're basically right at this moment, they're basically a standstill. They keep hurling bombs at each other and they keep killing some people, but neither side can win. Enter Davros, horribly scarred in an accident during this war. He's got an electronic eye in his head because he can't see out of his main eyes. He's confined to this wheelchair type thing with only one working arm and all that. He's blasted to heck and back. Looks like a nightmare. He's got all this wiring on his head and stuff like that. But he's a genius. He is the head of their elite scientific division. He finds out that some of the chemical weapons and nuclear weapons are slightly mutating his people. He decides to take advantage of this and makes the mutations go. He experiments on his own people and makes the mutations occur drastically and more rapidly. And it mutates his own people into these like slimy little tentacle creatures, the Daleks. And he has them encased in what's called a Mark III travel machine. That's the kind of tank-like things with the plunger arm I was talking about. These Dalek creatures have nothing inside of them but like fear. Well, not fear, but hate. And they don't like anything that's not them. They're very xenophobic, and they're filled with rage and anger and hate. And that's it. That's all they have. And eventually, Davros kind of not falls in love with this creation, but believes they're like the perfect species, the absolute pinnacle of evolution and whatever, and they're the best. He loves them. So he decides to betray the rest of his own people, the Kalids, and gives the Thals information. They basically bomb his people and blast them to oblivion. And then he uses the Daleks to kill off the remaining Thals. In a double betrayal. Who would have seen that coming? So eventually what happens is that the Daleks even turn on him because, even though he's the creator, he's not himself a Dalek. He's not one of these mutated creatures. So unfortunately, they blast him to oblivion. And I'm air quoting here so hard, they kill him. And then at the end of the episode, just sum up, the Doctor realizes that he could kill the Daleks off in their infant state now, but in doing so, it would prevent any of the civilizations that bonded during the wars with the Daleks and anything like that. So even though it would kill the Daleks and save countless jillions of lives or whatever, there's still some downsides there with people working together and whatever. Anywho, a little bit later, turns out the Daleks did not kill him. They actually put him in suspended animation, and they drag him out of suspended animation to help them win wars with his genius, stuff like that. So he's in a bunch of different episodes here and there, and it turns out he's constantly being quote-unquote killed a lot, but it always survives to another time. Now, in the Sixth Doctor storyline, he actually gets begins experimenting with some really nifty Imperial Daleks, they're called. And in a Seventh Doctor story, he has a whole, legion of them in a Dalek Civil War, and these are white and gold Imperial Daleks. Pretty cool looking dudes there. Anywho, in the new series, after the quote-unquote Time War happens, the Doctor believes Davros is dead when he saw Davros' flagship fly into the jaws of the Nightmare Child at the gates of Elysium, and believed Davros to be dead. But just like always, Davros has survived, and he has come out and used his own flesh to make a group of Daleks, a new Dalek empire. And with all their advanced technology and whatnot, they managed to steal 27 planets and take them to a new area and put them in a new orbit. And all this is so they can use the planets as a massive power source to create a reality bomb, which will destroy all life except the Daleks that are inside the flagship area. It will destroy all life outside the flagship area in the entire universe and every other reality in existence, so that only Daleks will exist. Pretty crazy stuff, but thankfully the Doctor thwarts him. And of course, as the flagship is destroying and everything's blowing up, the Doctor offers him mercy, hey, come with me. But Davros just laughs in his face and is like, screw you, Doctor, I'm going to die here. So that was the end of Davros, until he came back again in the latest storyline. Well, not the latest storyline, but with the 12th Doctor. This was a pretty cool one where the Doctor encounters Davros when he's a child, before the scarring, before the, he was massively injured in the war with the Thals and the Kalids on Skaro, and meets Davros as a child. And there's some interesting stuff there. I'm not going to spoil it as it's relatively recent. You guys might want to watch it or check it out. But good stuff. So yeah, one of the enduring foes of the Doctor. Pretty interesting story. And once again, all practical special effects. That makeup is like a mask and makeup on his head. His chair's actually made. It's a prop. So awesome stuff. Very cool. With this drawing, I tried to get some green in his skin, make him kind of unearthly, even though he's mostly flesh toned, but I thought it would be fun. And just some, keep those Daleks very light in the background and just kind of in the shadows. So I'm finishing this up here. Let's take a look at the scan after I sign it. And there we go. Yeah, this, again, another fun one to do, another fun one to talk about. I love talking about Doctor Who. I think the Daleks are, the number one villain. They're great. Love them to tears, so that's awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had fun watching this and listening to me ramble on for a while. Please check out all my other stuff online and just have fun with that. Drop me a line somewhere, comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, that's it, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of the Doctor Who-Athon 2017.
People and planets and stars will become dust, and the dust will become atoms, and the atoms will become nothing. And the wavelengths will continue breaking through the rift at the heart of the Medusa Cascade into every dimension, every parallel, every single corner of creation. This is my ultimate victory, Doctor. The destruction